First thing I'm going to do is actually remove the prawn heads and shells. So if you have got whole prawns with all the shell on, the head and shell adds a lot of flavour to your stock. Now, I'm actually using chicken stock to cook this, but you could just use a bit of water and it would make its own sort of shellfish stock straight away. The nice thing about this with the shells is it really doesn't take long to boil up that stock and get a lot of flavour out of them. So here's my little trick on peeling prawns, is that if you sort of apply pressure over the top with your fingertips and just break up the legs with your thumbs, and then in one movement you should just be able to pull that out like so. It does require that sort of pressure from the top to pull it out so easily. One of those jobs in the kitchen that a lot of people hate, but at least this little shortcut should help you guys out.
Armpit hair coming.
I've always wanted one of them. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Mum. So I'm actually going to get these prawn heads cooking. A little bit of oil, not too much, and then straight into that. They don't need to sort of crisp up or anything. You just want to get the flavour out of them. So whilst those shells are going, I'm going to get some spices and flavour into this soup. Ginger, garlic, and galangal. Look at that, really nice and fresh there. And some lemongrass will all sort of really make this dish in the soup super tasty. Super tasty, get that? Yeah. So your ginger can just be nice sort of rough slices. We're going to sieve this through anyway, so that can just go sort of straight into it. Your garlic, similarly, you don't really need to do much to it other than peel it and go straight in. Galangal, it's pretty tough galangal. You don't need to peel the galangal, just slicing's fine. So I'm going to get that in half first so it's easier. So a good amount of galangal, again, straight into the stock. Your lemongrass is really, really easy, guys. So get your week's anger out on the lemongrass, and then just bend that round, pop that in there as well. So loads of lemongrass, galangal, garlic, ginger, all in there. The other two bits that are really important, because it is a spicy soup, are your bird-eye chilies. I quite like just opening them up because they are going to boil for a good sort of 20-30 minutes. They will add spice, but it won't be sort of blow your head off. But if you are from Thailand and you're used to that heat, then you might want to finely chop that. So that can go in. Give that a quick stir. And then the rest of the stuff is all really easy. I've got some whole lime leaves here, which I'm also going to pop into that. And then just the stock. So I've got chicken stock, or as I said, if you've got loads of prawn heads like this, you could just use water and it will make a lovely soup as well. Bring that to a boil, then we start to add our sort of extra chili flavour from the nam prik pao, which is basically like a Thai chili paste. A couple of tablespoons of your Thai chili paste in there. You want your tom yum soup to be nice and spicy. So once it's brought to a boil, just bring that down to a simmer. So the only other thing I have to do now is sort of get the rest of my mushrooms and veg ready, butterfly the prawns, and everything else from there is really easy. A couple of limes. You can make it as sour as you want, really. Got some chestnut mushrooms here. Again, any sort of mushrooms you want to put into this work very well. We've actually got some straw mushrooms as well, which we'll pop into it just in the last 5 minutes. And then my prawns, they're quite big prawns these, so I'm actually going to butterfly those and just cut them in half. Devein those at the same time. And they'll cook up really quickly at the end, so the last sort of minute or so will be fine because I've cut them in half now as well. As with any stock, any sort of scum at the top of your stock you want to get rid of. So just skim that off the top. Try not to take any ingredients with you. You can really start to smell that savoury flavour from the prawn shells coming out already. And you can boil this for as long or short a time as you want really, but minimum of 5 minutes works to get the flavour in. And 20 to 30 minutes on a prawn or fish stock, I think, has a nice balance to it. After sort of 10 to 15 minutes, you can start to sort of season and give it a bit more texture. We've got some evaporated milk here, which gives it that sort of slight creaminess. Give that a stir. So you want to bring that to a boil. So you're going to season that with some fish sauce, 2 to 3 tablespoons. Lime juice we'll keep till last, just so that evaporated milk doesn't split. So this has had a good 20 minutes or so. You can just take out all the chunky bits before I start to finish off the soup and season up with my lime juice. It really is very warming and hearty. If you wanted, you could, make it into a full meal, put some glass noodles in there or something like that, just for a quick dinner. So that's nice and clear of all the bulkier ingredients. My mushrooms can go straight in. Leave the prawns until the last minute because I have sliced them in half and they won't take long to cook at all. So bring that to a boil for another sort of 2 to 3 minutes. Lastly, your prawns. As I said, they shouldn't take long at all. 1 minute is all you really need. Let that come to a boil, and then I'm going to switch that off, take it off the heat, let it sit for a couple of minutes before I then squeeze my lime juice in. Lime juice. Keep this till last so the milk doesn't curdle, but also so that it keeps that sharp, sort of tart, sour flavour. Let's get a whole lime in first, and then have a little taste. Lovely. I think I could do with one more. Okay. Oh yeah, now that's hitting the spot. Great. Good amount of heat, nice and sour. Ready to serve. Get a couple of those prawns in there. Coriander and chilli are nice garnishes. Really nice, easy tom yum soup. So clearly Moorish. I love how light and fresh it is.